Guys, welcome back to Crypto Info Blockchain Made Easy with your host, Frank the Tank. I don't know what's going on with our camera. Let's make sure this is working. Make sure we are on this morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Give us a moment. My camera just went black on me, and I don't know why. Hold on one sec here, guys. Let's make sure that we're actually on. I suppose we are. I can't see it, but we're on. Guys, today we're covering the Clarity Act. What's going on? We're going to cover Ripple and XRP. Welcome to the channel. Please tap like and subscribe. If you don't mind, it helps us so much. Guys, today we are covering what's happening with the Clarity Act. Where are we with this whole thing? Let's hear how we sound here. Welcome. Good morning in sunny Colorado, 7 a.m. here. Also known as the House Resolution 3633 has already passed the House, as we know. Okay, that part's been completed. It's in the Senate. The bill has now been formally, of course, received by the U.S. Senate and it's been referred to the Senate Banking, Housing, and Urban Affairs Committee. That's why they call it the Senate Banking Committee. So leave all that out. But anyway, this is the most current official status listed on Congress.gov. You can go to Congress.gov to find out the details on where we are with it. The key takeaway here is very simple. The House has already said yes. So the Senate is now the bottleneck. That's where we are. Nothing becomes law until the Senate acts, as we know. Welcome to the channel. Welcome in this morning, guys. Welcome to Crypto Info Blockchain Made Easy. Now, here's the thing. The most important near-term detail here, of course, is that multiple credible policy and industry sources are reporting a planned Senate Banking Committee vote on Thursday, January 15th. Coming right up. So that vote, of course, would relate to Senate market structure language tied to digital assets. Negotiations are still ongoing. Vote counts are still being worked and language is still being refined. Okay, we don't know what's going to happen yet. This means that January 15th Action Committee, this is the next major inflection point for the U.S. crypto regulation. In plain English, guys, the House already moved. Okay, we already have this. We're already ready to go. We're locked and loaded. We're doing it. It's just, are they going to, what version is going to be created here and how long will it take? The Senate move decides timing, of course. So now, enough of that. XRP market action today. Let's talk about what's happening. Rero, welcome in. CoinDesk reports, well, I don't care what they report. Let's go check it. Let's check the markets. XRP is coming in at $2.10. Both long and short leverages were flushed, of course, resetting open interest as always. It's all a game. Please, people, it's a game. This type price action is typical during leverage clearouts. It doesn't mean XRP is broken. It means excess risk was removed, guys. That's all that happened here. Let's take a peek. XRP coming in at $2.10. Entire cryptocurrency market cap coming in at 3.09 trill. If we zoom out here, guys, XRP continues to be highlighted as early 2026 breakout asset. I think this is pretty obvious. If we even ground this in reality, the SEC lawsuit against Ripple, of course, is over now. Reuters confirmed in August 2025 the SEC ended its case against Ripple, leaving a $125 million fine in place, which is fine. There are no ongoing appeals. That legal chapter is closed now. Okay, so we are good to go. We don't need to worry about that. This is why, I mean, regulatory clarity headlines, I don't know. I don't think they do a lot anymore. I don't think anything's going to do a lot concerning XRP's price moving up until we see its real world usage. RLUSD, stablecoin infrastructure solidified, proliferated. RLUSD has been connected to cross-chain rails using Wormhole, including Ethereum-based ecosystems, as we well know. That will continue. And why does this all matter? Who cares? Why does this matter? Well, because it ties Ripple directly into real liquidity plumbing, real world infrastructure interlacing with the banking system. XRP and the XRP ledger remain central, of course, to this whole narrative, as we know. What matters over the next, let's say, 72 hours, in my opinion, let's watch for Senate Banking Committee. Let's watch for any changes coming out of the Clarity Act. for the Clarity Act, let's say. Spot demand, let's check that. Where are we with spot demand? We'll check that in a little bit too. XRP spots. Now, Bitcoin is coming in at 90,000, holding this level. When we talk about levels here, let's help out with this for just a moment. I can leave you on this screen here for just a minute because, oh, actually, you know what we can do? This is a perfect opportunity to get some play on our intro. We'll be back in 1 sec. I've got to set the board up. Okay. Give me just, I hope you're loving that intro. Give me just 2 seconds here because I've got my board, but I've got to adjust my camera angle. We're having a couple technical difficulties here this morning, showing you that we are absolutely authentic and real. What you're seeing is what you get, and try not to be too annoying. Hang on 1 sec. I'll try to be quick. All right. Much better. Okay. Now, here's the deal. Well, here's my deal. Here's what I'm saying. If you look at, okay, so how do we get the first structural bull trend is the question. The answer is we're going to ID the impulse leg that brought you there. So wherever you are from that low leg, let me give you an idea here. Oh boy, let me give you an idea. That impulse leg from your last look. Good morning, Art, and good morning, Riro. From your last move up is what you're considering. For example's sake, we're saying it's 120. That's the impulse high, what brought us up there. What's the impulse low, where it came from? That's the launch point, where it got launched from, okay? So you take that 100 of that and you subtract it and you get your 20, okay? Once you get that 20, you multiply it by the fib 0.382 extension, and you get yourself $7.64. That is the first structural bull trend level that has to be held in order to keep going up. What that means is in order to keep going up short term, on the short term. So I'm going to try to do this here and there, and maybe not every day, but I'm going to try to just kind of like throw you a quick and easy, simple chart reading tactic. That's kind of about as simple as it gets. The question is, how do we get our range? Because our range is what we're going to use to take and multiply it by the 0.382 fib extension. And when we do that, we get this. We get our number. We get our support level number, our first structural bull trend. Boy, it's big and clunky, but at least you can see it. Yeah, sorry for being so clunky with that. I don't know what to say about that, but there's really no other way to do it unless I hire studio help. Got to get back in here with my chair now. Okay. All right, thanks for bearing with us. All right, so let's get back over to charts real quick. Welcome to the channel, guys. And here, let me get to comments here. Sorry, guys. Let me get over to the comment section. Oh boy. Rero. Good morning, guys. Oh yeah, Rero says, sorry I haven't eaten. Plans for the weekend? I think you guys probably do. If you're working, that's okay too. Let's get over to charts very quickly here and see what's going on. Cryptocurrency market cap coming in at $3.09 trillion. Bitcoin coming in at 90,000. XRP in at $2.10. Solana, $138 for a Solana. Dogecoin, 14 cents. Cardano, 39 cents. Let's get into a couple more that matter, such as, oh, I like Filecoin, I like XDC, I like VeChain, I like Flare. I don't know about Dash. Anyway, there are quite a few projects. We hold about 48 here on the channel. Full transparency. We certainly hold XLM, XRP, XDC, HBAR, Quant, blobbity, blobbity, blah, blah. I can't tell if that's up or not because my camera's not on. Oh, thanks for the coffee. Thanks, studio, for the coffee. Here's the deal, guys. Crypto obviously is... Oh, let me stop yelling. Crypto obviously is going nowhere but up from here. We have a lot of folks that are freaking out. I understand it. I get it. Crypto, look at it. If we take a look at it and come back on the 1 year, folks say, well, look at it. Why would I invest in crypto? What are you, crazy? Don't you go back on the 1 year chart? Don't you see it? Nothing's happening. Look at it. It's doing the same thing it did before, and then it's just going to do that. Why would I do that? Maybe it'll do that again. Why would I do that? What am I going to make, just 3% of my money? I'm not doing that. All right, here's what folks don't understand about crypto is it doesn't do that. It does this, and a line like this. See? So if you make that line, we're heading for right here, somewhere about 6-ish trill or more for our crypto space here, our cryptocurrency market cap, for the whole of the cryptocurrency market. Now look at Bitcoin, that little sucker. Look at Bitcoin. Okay, Bitcoin. Let's see. Let's get to, hold on. Yeah, there's a point. Hold on one sec. Is this guy going to make a point? Yes, he is. Hang on one sec. Okay, all-time high, 126,000 on Bitcoin, according to CoinMarketCap. A low of 91. Interesting, because here is the high on it right here-ish, somewhere around here, October, beginning of October. If we look, we're looking at going here, which is somewhere around $135,000, $140,000 Bitcoin in the not too distant future. Excuse me, it could go much higher than that. Now, even if it doesn't matter, because the thing is, well, here's what folks don't understand. XRP, its movement and its price is not tied to Bitcoin. Forget Bitcoin. Forget everything you knew about crypto and wake the F up. Hold on. Because here's the deal. I've had so many people, and the wife gets on me and says, would you please stop doing this? Bitcoin is not a store of value thing. And I keep saying, no. Can't stop, won't stop. Gotta keep doing it. Got new people in all the time. They haven't heard it. They don't know. They're not aware. They think Bitcoin's the next thing since sliced bread, and that's what crypto is. And Bitcoin's got to go up or else crypto doesn't go up. And I hear major influencers constantly saying Bitcoin needs to go up in order for crypto to go up. That was the old days. That was when we were tied to the 4-year cycle. We're not anymore. I was shouting out for the longest time that look out, coming very shortly. Who cares that I was saying that? But I care for credibility's sake, and so should you. You're watching the person that keeps calling it ahead of time when everybody's going, no, that's not what crypto's saying right now. Yeah, I know that's not what it's saying right now. But this is what it's going to say in some months. You get it? All right, good. If you were in this household, you would see the truth. It does see the truth. There's no question about it. What's a coming? So, never financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Never buy or sell anything is what I say or do because I am an influencer on YouTube. However, I see the truth that Bitcoin is garbage. A garbage. It fails. So when we look at a store of value, and if you've heard this before, then tough noogies, zoom out. Tune out. Might want to zoom out at the same time. Hey, here's the deal. When it comes to store of value, any economic institution will agree and understand that that actually means something in economic terms. To say you are a store of value means something. You can't just say, hey, I'm a store of value. Hey, look, I got a little leather satchel I got from my great-great-grandpa back in the Wild West, and it's my store of my value when I put my stuff in it. The old man holds all my stuff that's valuable. It's my store of value. Sorry, that's not what we call a store of value by economic terms. This stuff's so fun. I love ripping people apart that are so ridiculous and think they're so smart. Careful, tanker. No, you don't. You're a kind, nice gentleman. Now look at Michael Saylor. What you need to do is sit down in the back of the room. Sit down. Sit down. Anybody else who's shouting Bitcoin from the top of their frickin' lungs, sit the F down and shut the F up. No, thank you. And here's why. Because you are not a store of value. Now look at, you started out the gates running with, we're a payment coin. We're a private payment. No, you're not. Your gut. Well, you are, but it don't work like that, and it ain't going to work as that. And you know it's true, and you can't deny it. And that's why we have things like the XRP ledger, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So you're not a store of value. What are you going to do? Oh, you jumped over. No, you're not a payment mechanism that's going to work in the real world. So what are you going to do as the narrative? You gotta have a great narrative. Come on. You got to have a great selling point that's real, of course. The selling point's not just this fake sell. It's got to be real. That's the sell. That's who we are. We're a payments mechanism. No, we're not. Oh, crap. Oh, hey, we're a store of value. We're a store of value. And boy, has that been working better than anything's been working for any other asset going up in history, because it has the highest, what am I saying? It's the best performing asset, period, in history. Okay? Bless its soul. That, of course, has it failing one of our store of value tests, which is you have to stay correlated to current to costs of goods and services. And it does not. It, of course, it far surpasses on the chart the cost of goods and services. That fails that point that we need to pass here. We have a checkbox we need to pass for store of value. That's one of them. Okay. You got to be divisible. You got to be portable, divisible. Okay. You pass on that. Nice job. You have to be able to exist without relying on a frail or fragile infrastructure, global infrastructure. Okay. The mining makes it that you do. Because all this mining has to happen with the end. What happens with the computers? What happens if we get a massive solar flare? 6 months, all the transformers are out for 6 months until we can get them back up, or more longer, like a year, some of them. Yeah, they're not just laying around. You got to create them again. The massive transformers that get fried from a solar flare, like the Carrington event way back when, like that can't happen. Yeah, go check out the Carrington event. Yeah. Okay, so anyway, that happens. What happens then? All the satellites fried? Oh, come on. That's not. No, that doesn't pass. Now look at, you got to be able to do it over many economic cycles, and we're not calling a 16-year-old because Bitcoin's a teenager. Oh, 09, baby. It's a teenager, 16 years old. That ain't enough time to prove the economic cycle. Sorry. You're failing that as well. I'll get to comments in a second here before I finish the other failures of Bitcoin as a store of value. I wonder, what narrative will Bitcoin jump to next? Because you failed as a payment mechanism. You know you do. You fail as a payment mechanism. Just stop it. Just stop it. Strike don't save you. Too expensive. Don't work. Too slow. Don't work. Oh, store of value? You're failing here miserably. Hold on. Let me just get to comments because I'm missing my peeps. Turkey Base, welcome in this morning. And Rero, talking about store of failure. Who isn't? What a joke. Dude, Bitcoin's a joke. I would get the hell away from Bitcoin as fast as you can. No, that ain't me. That ain't me. I'm a nice, kind of guy. Love your Bitcoin. Enjoy your Bitcoin. Bless your Bitcoin. I have Bitcoin. Come on. I'd love for Bitcoin to shoot in price. I have it. I have Ethereum. Good morning, Mega Big Biz, and good morning, Ronnie Page. Good morning, Rero, Art, Turkey Base, everybody who has joined us here on Crypto Info Blockchain Made Easy with your host, Frank the Crypto Tank, talking some stuff about how Bitcoin's garbage, and it is. And please don't worry, because everybody's like, oh, if you say that, Tank, then that means the crypto market can't go up, and what the hell? Don't say that. That means crypto's not going up. No, it doesn't. How about stop being whipped around like this, like a wet dish rag, and see the truth? Bitcoin's crap, and the world's going to see it sooner or later. Now, it could go to 1 million before that happens. But eventually it's going to go zero. Because eventually, come on now, we please realize the truth of things. We're not latching on and saying this is the best thing since sliced bread with a good screwed on clear head where we don't have the, oh, it's Satoshi. We don't even know who the owner is. Oh, it's a creator. Oh, it's Satoshi. Yeah, right. Come on, get real, please. Everybody's realizing that that's not real. Come on, it was put out on Halloween and it was kind of, wasn't it? I think. Don't let me get any facts incorrect here because I'll hear it in the comments. It wasn't put out on Halloween, blah, blah. All right, now look at Here's the thing. We're having fun on the channel. Give a good smile so you know where I'm coming from. I am a happy, joyous, kind guy that loves crypto. I'm a crazy researcher who found all the ISOs literally 6 to 8 months before I ever heard any of the crypto people that we all watch ever talk about them. And I loaded up on them too. Never financial advice. Don't ever buy or sell anything because what I say or do on the channel, that would be a mistake because I'm not a financial advisor. And you could use your socks, your shorts, your hat, your glasses, every single thing. You could lose it all in crypto. So don't even listen to anything that I'm saying. Anything that I'm saying, and never buy XLM, XRP, XDC, HBAR, IOTA, Algo, Quant, or ADA, which are the 8 ISO coins. Look at the coin runs on its own chain. Okay, the token runs on like an ERC20 token that runs on someone else's chain. Okay, that's the easiest way to describe that. Let's get our crap straight here on Crypto Info Blockchain Made Easy with your host Frank the Crypto Tank. Please tap that like and subscribe if you don't mind, and please understand the truth that Bitcoin is crap, and so is Ethereum. Oh yeah, no, it works, but it'll never be the Sherpa that carries crypto up the blockchain mountain. Kids, come on now, let's wake up, please. Who's awake here in the crypto space? I didn't call you kids. Don't worry. That's something I'm just saying out to the ether. Did you just call us kids? No, I didn't. I try to have fun here on the channel, son. Wait, what? Did he just son me? Now look at. I hope you're having fun. If you're not, the heck out of here. Now, if you are having fun, I hope you enjoy crypto and I hope you're not scared about what's happening. We don't do scared here on the channel. I hope you're not a little scaredy cat worried about where crypto is going, because here's the deal. I'll get to comments in a second. Crypto is at a $3.09 trillion market cap right now. Unless it gets completely drunk and falls into the gutter, which I don't believe that it will, certain projects, of course, probably about 50 to 75 of the next 3 to 5 to 7 to 10 years are going to go to about frickin' 100, 200, 500, $1,000 per project. Yep, you heard it here first. Now here's why. Because look at, unless it gets drunk and is dead in the gutter somewhere, it goes up like this on a trend line, like this, an upward trend. So that means if we're now sitting here at our height at about 4.20 trill for our crypto market cap that we achieved back in October, we are heading to a point where we will rise like the phoenix from the frickin' ashes over in time over here. Now, you got to pull that chart out now, child. Did you just call me child? No. If you come over here, you'll see that we're going to go up to about 5, 6, 7 trill. For a cryptocurrency market. Why? Yeah, coming up in not too much time, because there's the time being tracked down at the bottom. Starting here in August 2022, for kind of like whether you're a newcomer or not, please see the truth. And if you're bored, get out of here. Okay, this guy's so boring. Look at it. All the way out to here? Are you kidding me? Is anybody paying attention to crypto? Because some of these projects, now watch. Let's say one decided to, let me do my little exercise here real quick because there are newcomers and I'll do it very quickly just to show folks the truth of what a joke it is for someone to jump, never financial advice, I'm not a financial advisor, for someone to jump into the crypto space with a 90 grand or so, 100 grand, whatever, and say, I'm going to buy a Bitcoin. Because Bitcoin's 89, whatever, 88, 90, 100 over these past, All right, so let's say they jump in right now with 90 grand and grab a Bitcoin. Good for you. Now Bitcoin goes, let's say, I don't know, let's say Bitcoin hits, I don't know, maybe even a 5x. Well, good for you. You got yourself almost $500,000. Now, if that 90,000 instead was taken and it was dropped on something like, I don't know, let's say a mishmash of the ISOs, which we did yesterday, calling it somewhere around 45 cents-ish or so because XRP's up at $2. But there are a number of them, we'll include VeChain in there, which is at like 2 cents or something like that. 4 cents? Where's VeChain? I don't know what it's at, but whatever it is, it's about 44 cents. So if we decided to take that 90 grand and purchase them for this 44 cents, instead, of course, we would grab 204,000 coins. Now, out of that 244,000 coins we grabbed, on average, they went up to, let's say, $75. Just on average, because some are going to go to 300, 500, some will only go to kind of $20, whatever. We'll call it $75. So an average of $75 for those coins will yield that individual $18.3 million for dropping down 90,000. That is not financial advice. That's the obviousness of the truth when somebody actually pulls a calculator out to figure out what they can make in what period of time based on what scenario of a price going from here to there and on what time horizon. Because we don't do it. Look at it. I'm not dogging you. But most of y'all don't do it. You don't even know what the numbers are because you don't do what I'm doing right here and pull the freaking calculator out. Now look at it. Start researching and pull that calculator out. I am going to suggest to you, because if you do, you could be very surprised. Because look, if VeChain's only at 1 cent. Let's just say, all right, look at anybody who knows anything about crypto out there, and I'm not being rude, but I really mean that. Anybody who's been found, this isn't meant for everybody. Some people are not meant for crypto and some people are, and it's fine. Now look at 9 million VeChain. 9 million VeChain. Is everybody paying attention? 9 million VeChain. Well, its all-time high is 27 cents, but I'm saying we got at least, coming up in, all right, in the near future, $1.35. She's certainly going to 5, 10, 20, 30, 50, 75, $100 or so or more. She does a lot. Look at what VeChain does. But we'll put her at $20. Fine, put her at $8. Put her at $7. She hits $7. That means $63 million before taxes and exchange fees paid. Made on VeChain. Instead of buying a Bitcoin, instead I bought a VeChain. And it went up to $7 over the next few, whatever. Who knows? Could happen in could happen this next bull run. This next monster leg of our bull run, our blow off top, we could see a $7 VeChain. That might be dreaming just a tad. But at least in a few years, we're looking at a $7 VeChain easily. That's 63 mil for dropping 90K. And that ain't financial advice, because I ain't no financial advisor. I'm a common sense individual who's maybe, come on. How smart am I? I don't know. I'm not that smart. It's all relative. There's people way smarter than me out there, man. They still don't even see this stuff. Come on now, because let's get eyes on things and pay attention is what I'm suggesting. That's all this is. Guys, Kalen Brown is your one-stop shop for cryptocurrency brokerage needs, and they back your crypto 1-to-1, 24/7. Availability, and also you can set target sell orders, and which I have done, and I love them. They use Fireblock's institutional grade custody to protect and guide your crypto. They don't play games. They keep it backed 1-to-1. Your crypto is your crypto that's in there. Don't forget, you're using them with their Fireblock's institutional grade custody, and it is not cold storage. So there are different avenues to go with crypto. I like to use a mishmash of different wallets and things. They offer the movement and versatility of a hot wallet, and just about basically the security of a cold wallet. Nothing matches a cold wallet, however, which is air gapped and separated and not hot. It's not even on the internet. So the best hacker in the world can't even be trying to hack your stuff because it's air gapped. It's simply cold. And Anyway, but that is a suggestion, is to use Caleb and Brown. And the deal with Caleb and Brown is they're a broker. So if you clear it with your bank ahead of time, your bank manager, get everything set up with your account with Caleb, you can go ahead and watch one of your coins pump to 750 grand or something in an afternoon and say, let me pull it all out now in one transaction. Ba-boom! It's always a 3.5% fee, flat fee for buy, sell, swap, which is actually not a horrible deal, I wouldn't say. It's pretty reasonable based on the services provided and based on they're the ones that do this. Yes, they have U.S. offices now as well, not just Australia, to make some folks feel just a little more comfortable. And my wife and I have been using them for a couple of years now, and we love them. So anyway, please consider that you do not get caught with your pants down this next cryptocurrency bull run, because you are on an exchange which limits you to, let's say, 50,000 a day withdrawal limit that you can pull. I don't care if it went up 300K, you can't pull it. I don't care if it went up 750,000 on you, you can't pull it, because you've agreed that you will only pull $50,000 a day. Excuse me, off of Uphold, for example. And that's if you can even get on these exchanges. Excuse me. Excuse me. Because of the crash factor. When we get volatility in the crypto space, either up or down, the exchanges like to not work for us. Huh? Anybody remember? And look, if you've been in this space for a little while, guys, you've been through a couple bull runs here, you know that every bull run is and can be different. And we got our double fake. We got our fake out. Ooh, our fake out move with the dead cat bounce last time. Nice little crevasse. Go check that chart. But we are decoupled from this, 4-year Bitcoin cycle nonsense that I told everybody we were. Nobody wants to listen to the old tanker. Not in my personal world either, except for the wife and a couple of friends. I got a couple of friends who know a lot about crypto. They don't want to listen to the tanker, and that's okay. They always see later, like, how is that guy right again about this thing? He kept saying that, and it goes right. How can we keep doing that? Anyway, I don't know. Ain't no big deal. Just gotta look at it with all your eyes on. Back to comments. Back to this side of the ranch. Welcome in, Shabalabababat. BTC was a first mover. I hope I didn't mess your name up. BTC, where your handle at best, it was a first mover, but now its only utility is to rig the crypto markets. You're damn right, and that's literally what it does. It's to whip you around like a wet dish rag for all the people that got out of Bitcoin, because anybody can try to get a Bitcoin now with the little amount of money you got. You're doing retail dumb again. Now you're dumb money again, right? Now you show them why you're dumb money. Then no offense, now they call retail dumb money and they call institutions smart money. That's why when we look at that impulse that we were looking at before, when we catch our launch point from our impulse low to our impulse high, we look at that. Whenever we see that, there are never huge dips when it comes to institutional smart money. You don't, I say dip. There's never huge corrections, is what I mean. You don't see a big correction. That's why we're looking at that as an indicator. Because when it comes to the smart money and institutional money, you don't see a huge correction from that launch point, that impulse low, to get to our impulse high. Remember that number we grab when we subtract the impulse high from the impulse low? We grab that number and we multiply it by the 0.382 Fibonacci extension, and that gives us our range. Remember, impulse high minus impulse low, get that number, multiply the point by the 0.382, right? The Fibonacci extension gives us our range. That gives us our first short-term structural bull support. Okay, and we covered it earlier, but rewind if you need to. Trying to help out Mrs. Lupe and Hollywood. Welcome in. I thought Mrs. Lupe was in here. Not yet. Hollywood, welcome in, my brother. What's up, brother? And what's up, Mega? Look at here. Let me get to all my peeps in the comments and give my credit to the people that actually make this show possible. instead of my yapping like a little yappa, crypto yappa. Rero, welcome in. Art, welcome in. Ronnie Page, welcome in. And if you're new, please do tap that like and subscribe if you like this funny little crazy crypto guy who loves the ISOs and the obviousness that crypto only go up. You can't put genie back in the bottle. We only go to tech further and further. All crypto is doing is interlacing with the current world of technology that we know and use and ramping it up from a cargo plane that has chickens flying around the back with feathers frickin' flying everywhere to a frickin' UFO. All right. That's all crypto's doing. It's taking old world legacy finance and zippity zapping it up and bringing it to current so we can have value and money finally move the way information moves and the way everything else moves in the world. The only thing we can't do with it is money. What the heck's going on? That's because it's been laden with fees and they've been getting fat off the hog for far too long. The banks and the blah. Uh-oh, who let this guy in the room? He's spitting the truth. Yeah, Crypto Tank, Frank the Crypto Tank only spit the truth, man. That's it. Only the truth. That's it. Now these banks are going to start crying about, oh, hey, no. Now crypto's legal with these stable coins, and now you got the Clarity Act and the Genius Act coming together. Of course, the Clarity Act, we're waiting to delineate. We'll get the comments in a second. We're waiting to delineate. I got to learn something real quick for newcomers. We're trying to delineate the line between what is a commodity, that's CFTC, that's Commodities Future and Trading Commission. That's on this side. What's a commodity? And then we're trying to also figure, okay, that's great that's in that lane, but what's in the SEC? What's a security? You need to know that. Nothing wrong if you want to be deemed as a security. You just got to follow the rules and abide by those. It's just you can't be a security out of nowhere, operate as a security, and then you didn't sign up as a security. Now you're in trouble. Okay, so there's a lot to know about all this stuff. I'm not saying I know everything. I have learned a lot in this space over time. A lot of details that people take for granted, and they're like, oh, it's this, like kind of like very kindly. It's kind of, no, it's not. It's kind of this, because you're missing very nicely this other little piece that actually changes everything that you're saying because this little piece of information once you toss it in there. Now look at, try to be a nice guy. When it comes to crypto, we don't go back to horse and buggy. We don't go after we drive a car. We don't go from better technology to worse, okay? So crypto is only happening in the world. We're going to the moon, and there's no question about it. We're going to experience a super cycle, and we're at the precipice right now. We're at that inflection point like we were in kind of like 99-ish or so, if anybody's old enough to remember that. I'm an old guy here at 55. If we remember that back in the day when all the tech stocks went crazy and internet stocks and everything, and it was, oh my gosh, you got to get it. And all of a sudden a bubble, right? It was a bubble, and then it pops, and then the cream rises to the top, and the Netscapes go away, the Ethereums and the Bitcoins go away, huh? And the Ripple, the XRPs, the XDCs, the future crushers in the world step to the plate now, the H-bars, the quants, and so on and so forth. So anybody paying attention to crypto knows the truth of this and knows there will only be about 50 to 75 projects moving forward that are worth anything in about 3 to 5 years to 7 to 10 or so, because the great vetting will happen over the years. Boy, this guy talks fast. I got a lot to say. Try to slow it down for you a little bit. Good morning, Loopy. Good morning, Mrs. Loopy. Good morning, welcome in. Shabalabababat says Bitcoin is the first mover, and now its only utility is to rig the markets. And boy, could you ever be more correct, my friend. Rero says in the future, each part of each device will have its own metric, and VET is the most suitable for this. Oh boy. Uh-oh. Wait. We got Hollywood in here now. Calm down. Don't get Hollywood going now. I'm VET. No, I'm kidding. Hollywood. I know you see VeChain. Hollywood, look at, no, excuse me, hiccups. Always at the worst time. Never financial advice. Hollywood. But here's the deal. Look at, I love you. Mark Sager, welcome. Martin, welcome back in. Shabba says something. Hang on one sec. All I want to do is ever just say that name. Shabba. Shablababat. Yeah. What a name. What a freak. Having fun as a freak on this channel here. In the future, yes, that's true. Now look at, people be missing VeChain. I'm sorry, because it come out of China. Are you sick of winning? VeChain is something. I play the video, 25 cents, says Martin. Rock on, child. Look at, I'm trying to activate Hollywood. Hold on. Hollywood answered us. It's about time utility kicks in, says Martin. I agree, brother. I hope you're a male. Some of these handles, I don't know if you're a male or a female. I was calling Mrs. Loopy a dude for a while. Sorry, Mrs. Loopy. All respect and honor to our community. In the future, okay, yes, yes, yes. Help, 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 says Mark on Sager. Don't worry, brother. Don't worry, it's time. It's about time the utility kicks in and Bitcoin goes by the wayside because I got all these people in the crypto space that I'm watching and I love them dearly. And I'm not knocking them. I'm telling the truths. Why are they on the air saying, well, now if you look at this point in the Bitcoin cycle and the 4-year cycle, but they're still doing that crap. The cycle's over. It's not about Bitcoin. They're going, oh, we need Bitcoin to lead the way. It's a little bit more. And then, of course, it's going to go drop into Ethereum. And then it'll trickle down into the altcoins and we'll have our alt season. I've got the most seasoned crypto folks on there that have bought the crap out of Bitcoin and Ethereum that are shouting this stuff because they just won't let go of their bags, of their Bitcoin and Ethereum purchases that they can't see. The turning point has come. We don't need Bitcoin for the crypto market to go to the frickin' moon. We simply need XRP and the like. Somebody tap that like down below to go to the moon. That's all we need. The crypto space was never really about Bitcoin. It was about Bitcoin until it wasn't. Huh? What did he say? Yeah, it's about Bitcoin until it wasn't. I am telling you that Bitcoin very likely is going to go to zero sooner or later. Not because I wish or wanted to. I have Bitcoin. It's going to go zero. I have a little bit. Bitcoin's crap. Anyway, you heard it here first on the channel. Bitcoin's garbage. Garbage material now. It is not a store of value. Stop it. You're trying to say Bitcoin's scarce. It is so mildly scarce as far as the economic definition goes, Michael Saylor, that it's frickin' ridiculous. So, hey, Mikey, have a seat. I don't care about MIT education. How can this happen when so intelligent and trying to say Bitcoin store of value? You won't hear him say it anymore. You don't say it anymore, Mikey. I know you don't because it's not factual. It makes somebody sound like they don't understand economics because we have words and definitions that mean things. Don't make me do my Jack Nicholson. You can't handle the truth. I'm starting to go Jack Nicholson on you. Don't make me start doing the eyebrows and contort my face. I just want to see how that silence would play out. I don't really like it. That was too much silence. Anyway, it's pretty obvious that most folks in crypto can't handle the truth. Bitcoin's crap and it does not need to lead the way. The ISOs do. Put a 1 in the comment if you think it's going to... No, I'm kidding. Don't do that. I hate that stuff. I don't like that. You just tell me with your words and talk. XRP says, blah, 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 says XRP will be used as a bridge, but not between large banks and corporations, as they will establish AMM pools between their stablecoins. It will bridge real-time ledger transactions such as derivatives. That's part of the game, blah, 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 blah. Let me say it again, what blah, blah, blah said. He said, she said, I didn't call you she. Now look it. I said he or she. I don't know if you're a he or a she. Blah, blah, blah. Says XRP will be used as a bridge, but not between large banks and corporations, as they will establish AMM pools. Right. Between their stablecoins. Well, not just between their stablecoins, but also between exchanges that are holding XRP as well. Please see. Blah, 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 blah. Talk to me about that. You are partially correct there. That is not the whole story, however. You're also not mentioning XRP. Well, you are, I guess, mentioning. So what we can infer there, too, is RLUSD's usage, of course, and how we said from the very beginning how, and this is what this speaks to, what blah, 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 blah is bringing up, how they back each other up. RLUSD and XRP actually fortify each other. So nice point to bring up. There's more here, though. And I might not be seeing your whole comment. So please, blah, 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 blah. Tell me in the comments what you were talking about a little bit further there. You're partially correct over the target. There's more, though. I took Tank's advice and sold all my XRP for Bitcoin. You are so funny, Hollywood. Boy, do you crack me up, man. All right, look at it. I want humor in this space. What you should do is buy the V-Chain, Hollywood. Instead of cracking your jokes there, buddy. That was funny. I'm all about humor, and I love my buddy Hollywood. I love you, Hollywood. You're funny. Look at Hollywood. You better get on top of that V-Chain now. Never financial advice. It's at 1 cent. I have loaded bags on V-Chain, hither to which the world has not seen. S. Theodore says, why the BTC bashing? Just talk about the good stuff. Why? Because people are being misled and they're putting their money... Oh, no. Now, hang on now, Mr. Theodore. Here's why, buddy. Because people being misled and whipped around like a wet dish rag. That's why, child. Because we ain't playing no games here. We're spitting the truth. Because Bitcoin is deceiving folks and having newcomers into Bitcoin, into crypto, put all their money into that project when she only going 3 to 5x or so. And they could have taken their freaking 90 grand and put them into the ISOs and made life-changing wealth for them and their family. That's why. Did that answer your question, brother? Because I ain't effing around on this channel. Yeah, Bitcoin needs to be called out. That's why. No, the truth needs to come out about Bitcoin. That's why. Because it needs to be dispelled, and we need truth in the crypto space, and we need the world to catch on and start. These utilities need to go to the moon. They already know. Come on, the institutions have already done it. But that's why. Because your average brother and sister is missing the opportunity in crypto. Never financial advice, of course, because I'm an educator. Yeah, an educator, this is my opinion. That's why, dude. Because people are getting whipped around like a wet dish rag. And it's not bashing BTC. It's calling out the truth of BTC. That it is not a store of value. And that it is jumping from narrative to try to find value in itself and purport value to the world about itself. That's why. That's why. If it's seen as bashing, it's because the truth and the light is being shown on Bitcoin. And it is a false critter. And the truth can hurt. That's what's going on, dude. Anyway, I'm all in ISO 20022 and some around it. Bless you, Martin. Mike Alazizi says, I don't, and bless Bitcoin people too, by the way. Hey, look at. Bless the Bitcoin folk. Ain't no bashing, it's truth telling. Michael says, I don't want to ever sell my XRP, so how will I be able to leverage them? I don't know. I think you're going to be able to leverage them moving forward through institutions with institutional grade custody. And I think you're going to have to give your keys to them with the XRP in order to do that. I don't know if I like it and get 10, 15% on your XRP one day. That's my opinion. I don't know if they're going to do that or not. Anyway, good morning, Hope from Las Vegas. Good morning. Stablecoins are a bridge to the old world fiat debt system, says Rio. Thank you for your thoughts, Rio. And Theo says, good point. Thank you, Theo. Theo, I love you, brother. Hey, look at that. Yeah, it's a bro. Yeah, no offense. I love the Bitcoin, and I love you, and I love everybody in here, and it's true. My wife tells me the same thing. Don't worry, you're not alone. The wife's like, hey, look, not too much Bitcoin bashing now. It's looking like you're just on there bashing Bitcoin, and that's what newcomers are getting, and I totally get it, and thanks for keeping me honest. Yep, be careful. Don't bash the old Bitcoin. We don't need to. We do need to tell the truth about Bitcoin, though. Otherwise, people will be missing opportunity. Says the XRPL is agnostic and takes the cheapest and shortest route. If an AMM pool is available and it skips the XRP bridge, shorter and cheaper. What does it go to when it skips the XRP bridge? Large entities will create these pools and share the fees. What does it skip to? So you're saying it bypasses the ledger. What does it bypass it to? Talk to me, kid. Talk to me, buddy. Hollywood says, I still have a little V-Chain left from 2017. It was a slow slug. I know. I hear you, bro. Now I'm just... Okay, cool. XRP... Hey, look at... Now I'm not a financial advisor, but guess who gets to win in crypto moving forward if he takes these and sits on them? Hollywood. Because Hollywood just say, took a stop, we put it into XRP, XDC, Quant, HBAR, and XLM. I wonder where those are going in frickin' a year, 3 to 5 to 7 to 10. Shout them out whenever you know the answers. 20, 50, 75 bucks, 100, 200, 500 bucks or more. Yeah, I did say 1 to 3 to 5 to 7 to 10. See, people are very impatient. They don't want to hear people talk like that. I only ever talk like that when I talk about time horizons with crypto prices or any other prices, because that's the only thing we can't call. If you've been in this long enough and you've got a good head on your shoulders and you're a clear thinker, you sit there and say, one thing I know I can't do is predict where prices are going to be from here to this point in time, because I ain't never going to work. Fib sequences aside, I don't care. You've been doing this long enough, you know you can't do that. If we could do that, everybody get rich. So take these things and take this and frickin' sit on it and don't do a damn thing. If you're holding the projects like Hollywood's holding and we're holding on the channel and so on and so forth, never financial advice, I'm not a financial advisor, never buy or sell anything is what I say or do, because cryptos are very risky. You can lose your stocks, your shorts, your pants, your glasses, everything. You got to talk to your registered investment advisor if you ever want to do anything with your finances, because it ain't my problem. I'm not responsible for your finances. That would be ridiculous. Martin says, Larry Fink and Jamie from money laundering to ETF, how surprising from decentralized to finance. I know, I totally agree. It's such a joke what these banks are doing or what they're trying to do. See, I want more from blah 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 blah. Here we go. And thank you, by the way, Martin, and I totally hear you 100%. Blah 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 is finishing what his point he's making about how the XRP ledger will be bypassed and there will be AMM pools using stablecoins, and we won't be using the ledger for that. But for dynamic transactions, XRP is crucial. Okay, so you're not saying that. You're saying for dynamic transactions, XRP is crucial, especially in derivatives, NFTs, real estate documents, and these cannot be AMM pooled. Well, the real estate documents are going to be XDC, though. Hold on now, kid. The market is 10,000 times larger than replacing Swift. Oh, for sure. There's no question whatsoever. And it's also 1,000 times larger than simply AMM pools, obviously. If you want to talk about RWAs, if you want to talk about digitizing trade finance and the whole, Swifter payments, not just with the XRP ledger, but using HBAR as well and some others in certain instances. I think blah blah blah, you're aware of those instances as well. Shabalop staying still using XRPL, just the AMM pool doesn't need the XRP bridge, right? I totally hear you. And we also don't need XRP, by the way, for all this, all the world's workings anyway, so everybody understands. Now, eventually everything could find its way, needing the liquidity or grease of XRP. In the end, it could, in the end. We could see a final funnel, it could be all the money where everything eventually does move through the ledger. We could see that. We could. We might not. Thanks, blah blah blah. I'm not trying to make fun of your name either. I feel like it's fun, and I think you don't mind me being fun. And I think I'm saying it right anyway. I'm just saying it really fast. But yes, thank you for the knowledge. And yes, the people in the crypto space, please come to this space and share the knowledge of crypto. This is the symposium, one of the symposiums. I love my other channels as well. I like this to be a space where we come and share knowledge, and we got folks who know what the heck they're talking about, like blah blah blah, and also our other folks like Art and Martin and Theo and everybody in here. Hollywood knows their stuff. Rero, Turkey Base, Marnie, boy, needs his own YouTube channel. Yeah, for sure. Blah 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 blah. You do. You need a channel, dude. Anybody who be knowing stuff about crypto the way you do and the way people know about crypto, you've got to get yourself a channel going and start educating the people. That's what you got to do. The more the channel. I don't care. My point is not to be the biggest crypto channel and be the only channel. Oh, it's all about he's the Rogan of crypto. I don't give a crap about that stuff. I don't care if at all the channels you recognize 1,000 of them and somewhere I'm like number 980. I could give two living craps. It's not my point. I'm here to get through to somebody. If I'm 980 or whatever, that means I got through to somebody. I'm trying to get through to some people, and unfortunately, I do a little wake up with a cold cup of water on somebody instead of gently waking up. I got to calm it down. I apologize for being crazy on the channel. Gets me very excited. Very excited. Very excited. Yep. Shabba says, can I clickbait? Question. No, you can't. Not if you want to be authentic. Good question. You see me try to not clickbait. I was going to do breaking this morning that this is going on with Clarity. It's not breaking. It's the same old garbage. How dare you say breaking? I can't stand this on these channels, these clicky dumb. Martin says you can do the clicky bait thing. All right. I guess if everybody else does it. I don't like to do that. I don't like to be clicky baity. Clickbait. Why? I just say what it is, what's happening. What are you clickbaiting for? Trying to get all those views, clickbaiting. It's okay, get them. All right, anyway, don't forget about this because they're coming back in 2 seconds here. All right. I hope we're enjoying the show this morning. We are at a 7:55 Colorado time. Would you please drop into our comment section, because my most burning question that I am wondering from people who know what they're talking about in the comment section now, because I know you are. I know you are well learned, and that's why you're in here. Hold on one second. Let me just make sure. Pretty good timing there. Not too shabbily. All right, I know you guys are very well learned, so drop into the crypto space when the spot XRP ETF compression or pressure, supply pressure, is going to finally hit these open exchanges with the purchasing of XRP and the inability to buy off these dark pools, these dark desks, these off exchange sources, these whales. They get them from all over the place. They get them from whales who are holding massive quantities. It's not just one source. It's not just an OTC desk, you know. So tell me in the comments, where are we going? And tell me mid-year this year. I don't care about what crypto does. I simply, with my question, I'm not caring about crypto in general. I am asking, in particular, where is XRP? XRP stands alone. Where is XRP? And it really will show you that it stands alone price-wise and doesn't need to move with the others. If anything, it leads the charge like it just did again recently. Did it with the Trump pump, and it just did it again recently. XRP leading the charge is going to do it again. So you tell me what you think. Mid-year 2026, where is XRP? I don't give a crap about Bitcoin and the rest of the market. No offense to Bitcoin. Drop in the comments where you think XRP is price-wise mid-year 2026. Try not to look at everybody else in the room with their hand up and what they're saying or whatever. Your own, not that you're not going to do it, but on your own, where do you think XRP's price is mid-year? Honestly. Give me your best guess in the comments. While you do that, I'm jumping on my little buddy. Where is she? Where is she? Canton Network climbing the charts. By the way, another one with Canton. Oh, Canton, don't worry. Canton is just their permissioned version of this whole thing with our future money system here. This is the permissioned side of things, of the transactions. This is them logging on with a permissioned passcode, being able to actually be able to do things, which is ridiculous. The XRP ledger is the decentralized, permissionless side of things. So Canton provides the back door for the powers that be that will always be required. So now that is here, and they have their Canton. And as she climbs the charts, and that's why she's climbing the charts, and don't listen to the nonsense about Canton's replacing XRP lot. No, it's not. It's their back door. It's their permissioned back door to allow for the control. Anybody awake in the crypto world and see the truth of how all this stuff works? I hope you do. I hope you see that quant is one of the only critters that moves like Bitcoin does. And boy, are you getting ready to see the explosion on quant. She's going to 2, 3, 4, 500, 6, 700 hours coming up very shortly here, the old quant. Boy, are we glad we grabbed a bunch of quant. Not to talk like a newscaster. All right, let's check out my little baby here. Where are you? Oh, look at Jasmy at 0.00934 cents. The old Jasmy, which I understand is the Japan's Bitcoin version of Bitcoin. Bless your souls. Where's my boy? Here's my boy. Here you are. Uh-oh. At 1 cent is VeChain. Interesting. You know what? Came across an additional 20K, and I think I'm simply going to do it. It is what it is. This is never financial advice. It is what it is. I'm deciding to do it. You know what? I'm deciding to do it. It is what it is. 2 mil. I'm doing it. Taking 2 mil. Taking 2 mil. I mean, I'm going to gather 2 mil. 2 million VeChain is what I'm going to do. Yeah, I'm going to grab 2 million VeChain for 20K. That's what I'm going to do. 2 mil. And you know what? When she goes to, I don't know, let's just call her $2.35. I'm going to go ahead and grab my 4.7 mil, and then I'll go ahead and cash out and do whatever. And, I can look at it as that's anybody's retirement after taxes are paid. You got to be careful now because you got inflation coming up, nipping at your heels every single year. Every single day, actually. But 4.7 mil before you pay your taxes and your exchange fees on 20K dropped on VeChain right now in the very short term. Because the reality is that 2 million VeChain could be way more, because what's more reasonable on VeChain, what's much more reasonable, is a $5 or so VeChain. So when we take realistically a $5 VeChain coming up here relatively shortly in the grand scheme of things, we're actually looking more like at about $10 million. And then you got to pay taxes and exchange fee. Is that okay? Is that okay with you? Yeah, how about only 10K drop down? We'll give you half of that, which is 5 mil. That okay? Yeah? 2.5 mil okay for putting down 5K? Try to rhyme time now with the VeChain? Yeah? Yeah, is that okay? 2.5K? Put down on VeChain? No, not enough money? Not enough gains for you? People want to go take 90,000 and put it down on the old Bitcoin. Ow! Hey, take a look at Fiat Leak. Trading 500,000 XRP in wallets over the past minute. And each of these wallets you're seeing zip by right over here on the left-hand side. Zipping and zapping, just like JP Morgan likes to zip and zap money across the planet. They're zipping and zapping. Look at them. 600,000 zipping and zapping. Coming over to the U.S., going over to the Meta region, going over to Asia Pacific region, and, well, Pacific Rim in general, let's just say. But Indonesia, shooting like a freaking laser. We've also got some going a little bit over to Australia. We got some going to Mexico and also to Canada. It's just not showing us nicely, but that's okay. I hope you're having fun in your world this morning. I know we are on the channel. Let's get back to it. This is our zipping and zapping. Sorry, I didn't show my screen. There's our 500,000 moving right here in my cursor as we use wallets over the past minute. Zip into all these regions. Meta region here, a little bit over here to the Asia Pacific region. Some going over to Australia, Indonesia. Some going over to Mexico, also Canada, and so on and so forth. This is general. These are not exact numbers and wallets, but basically, generally speaking, the broader picture here is about 500, half a million, trading in the past minute across these wallets of the old XRP. XRP is a crap coin. Why is so much moving across all these wallets? What are they doing with all this XRP? I don't know. I can't answer that. Let me get over to comments real quick. All right. We got some price. Somebody dropped some price in here. Let's see what our predictions are that I've asked for. And thank you for those who have dropped in the comments. Oh boy. Hollywood said more people need to see what quant over ledger does. Agree 100%, my good brother. No question about that, dude. It's getting frustrating for sure. There's no question. Are the rules behind science are ready, do you think? As far as our cryptocurrency market space jumping, I don't know. Oh, I think you're talking about, are you rules behind? Oh, I think you're talking about being clickbaity or not. €8, says Martin. 8 says Marcus. I think you're talking $8. Shabba says $396 by mid-year. So you think we're ready to kick this show into high gear with spots, Clarity Act kick, because that means Clarity Act kicked in, and it and Genius provide the clarity required for large institutional players to start going crazy on this stuff. This is what you would be saying. Other light switches would be flipped as well on our many flip of the switch light switch panel. There are a few more as well, of course, that would be flipped. It could happen. Could happen by mid-year. Of course, even just spot pressure. Spot ETF holding pressure, required holding pressure, could be doing it too. I hope so, says Shaba, coming out of Martin. Shaba says BlackRock likely has a big piece of Ripple, if not outright owning it by end of year. Maybe I'm nuts. Don't think you're nuts. Don't think anything like that is nuts, because these are the moves that we see come out of nowhere after we get sideways trading for so long. And crypto, see, it's big nothing burger. Really? Is it really? Then why do these moves just keep happening out of nowhere? Give you a wedgie out of nowhere. Could be. Martin, do your own research on Velo. The Velo lover. Hey, I'm not saying no on Velo. I missed Velo. I saw Velo and I missed it. I couldn't buy everything at all. Can't do it all. Shabba so it'd be smart to have a Roth IRA for some of your crypto. You pay tax on 1K, then price appreciation, and you pay 0 on 5. Yeah, I know. It's true. I Trust Capital, you might want to think about checking them out. It's up to you. We don't get anything from them. You might want to check out I Trust Capital. And nice point, shabba. Martin says, beside ISO 20022, I have ZBCN, Stronghold, BSL, Velo, Wormhole, XPR. Don't think you're off the target. I think all of those are going to be shooting to the moon along with XRP. Wormhole's a biggie. I agree. HBAR is a biggie. I agree. XYO is a biggie. I agree. XCN, Onyx, we've seen is a biggie. Go check out the price action on that puppy recently. Is a big one. Guys, when this stuff kicks, these things are going prices higher than the state of Colorado. Oh, boy. If I only could have people see the truth of this. I have no financial background. I'm a contractor that runs a couple of businesses that has turned his eye to crypto over the past 6 years or so. I had to learn finance and the broader macro markets as well at the same time, and just a little bit of chart reading while I did this whole thing. If you get into crypto at any deep level, you realize you've got to understand finance too, and how our national monetary system works, the FSB, Financial Stability Board, and how they lay down the law for the BIS, the Bank of International Settlements, and then they lay down the law for all the banks of every country, Bank of Japan, the Fed, and then they lay down the law for all the other banks. And the BIS sits in Basel, Switzerland, which is independent and above the law from any prosecution period whatsoever, and they lay it on the financial law. Am I going too fast for anybody? The Financial Stability Board put into play way back, and I think it's BIS that was put in for a 2-year play to give back gold reparations to Italy, Poland, Germany, properly, and it never got disbanded. In fact, it more deeply rooted distributed and gives the direction and the marching orders to all the banks in the world today. So our money comes down from the top there, and then we have our Fed, and then we have our whole agreement with the banks to buy bonds, except for times when they get bailed out by the Fed, like '08 or COVID, or right now when M2 money supply gets injected into the economy in a major way. So you got M0, M1, and M2 and M3 money. M2 is an aggregate of each of the two prior, M0 and M1. Let's go through the education for folks who don't know. M0 obviously being all the money in circulation like cash and things like that, checking accounts, savings accounts, travelers checks, and then M2 being an aggregate of that, and also small money market deposits under 100 million, blah, 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 and also I'm pretty sure treasuries. And then M2 money supply, which is basically an aggregate of all those prior, including large money market funds, money market accounts above 100 million, and all travelers checks, checking accounts, blah, 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 all the liquid money, all the money that's in circulation, period, and all the stimmy check money and blah, 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 blah. All the money they've been injecting into the economy. So when that happens, getting back to the point, now the banks are like, oh, cool, the Fed's taking care of business. Now we don't have to buy those crappy bonds that we agreed to buy to be a bank. That was our agreement. Now what we could do is buy the good stuff, like gold, like crypto, like AI. You get it? Anybody get it? We're about to see risk on assets shoot through the frickin' moon because M2 money supply be increasing big time. Anybody know anything about this whole thing? Anybody who does, give me a shout in the comments saying thank you. Anybody who didn't know, say thank you, please, for educating me, tanker, with all that. Because that's what it is. Go please do your own research and see what I have just told you is absolutely the truth. This is how the whole thing works, generally speaking, from a broader perspective. That's how all this works. Oh, by the way, can I throw in one more thing? When you look at the Free Open Market Committee, which is the FOMC meeting that you see Jerome Powell, the head of the Fed, come on now. 13 board members. Come on now, kids. When you look at the Fed, and the head of the Fed now is this guy now who gets up there and reads the teleprompter, God bless his soul, and likes to clear the throat a lot. My colleagues and our dual mandate goal to keep inflation below 3% and labor markets robust and strong. Whatever labor numbers. Okay, every time you hear a cough, you're hearing a lie. Okay, when you know the truth of this stuff, he's telling you that the numbers he's using are core CPI numbers. That don't include food and energy. So all the food put into all the human bodies on the planet to run all the machines to get all the work done on the planet, period. Diesel machines, blah, 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 all the machinery, gas to fuel all the cars, heat your house, blah, 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 blah. It don't include that. He ain't giving you real inflation numbers, what he's telling you point blank to your face. And you don't even understand what he's saying because you're not educated. Not you, some of you guys are in the community. Get educated. Then he'll say, oh, and based on the Supercore CPI numbers, we can see, well, Supercore doesn't include shelter or housing either. So now it doesn't include food, energy, or housing or shelter. Bet you didn't know that. Most people don't even know that. Most people are not aware of that. That's not our real inflation number that they're given. That's not what you're really affected by day to day for what you pay for your monthly bills, which is like 65% to 70% is food, energy, shelter for most folks. Please wake up and smell the coffee nicely. They're not giving you the real inflation number that you experience in your real life, and they're telling you right to their face how they calculate it. But you don't know how they're calculating. You don't know the terms they're using, so now you're thinking they're giving you the regular number. No, they're giving you core and supercore CPI, Consumer Price Index numbers. Please educate yourself. Please see the truth. Everybody understand what we're doing here on the channel? We're demystifying the nonsense. We're watching Jerome Powell, bless his soul, after he's finished reading from his teleprompter, he answers his questions, and boy, does he dodge like the best of them. What a pro. He can tell when somebody in the audience is answering a tough question that's going to start rattling his cage a little bit, and he just starts going, oh, he's good. Oh, this guy's good. Oh, they're good, you know. Anyway. let's get back to comments. Everybody understand how this whole thing works and who we're dealing with here and what this channel is and where we're going with this whole thing. We're not playing games. We don't listen to the nonsense people on Bitcoin. Bitcoin's still going up, sure. But I showed you what happens when you take when somebody takes 90K to buy a Bitcoin and instead buys ISOs at an average of kind of like 44 cents or whatever a coin, and then watch where the ISOs go in 3 to 5 years versus Bitcoin and where your X's are, where your returns on your money are, your gains, and what you really gained. Anyway, let's get back to comments. Do we need a bank license for Ripple? Asks Martin, and passing the crypto bill for the big money. Well, I mean, what do you mean? I don't understand your question. We don't need to have a bank license for Ripple. It helps in a huge way for Ripple to have a bank license because it allows them to finish what they started with purchasing Rail, purchasing the $200 million Canadian company, stablecoin company to help proliferate their push of RLUSD, to grab Hidden Road, which is now Ripple Prime, to be able to play the broker game, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, and according to G Treasury, so on and so forth, Palisade, all these acquisitions. Yeah, I think so. In my opinion, I think that in order for them to finish their end game, they need to be a bank. Yeah, and they will be a bank. Martin says you go too fast. You need to play this video at. Sorry, dude. At 0.25 speed. Damn. All right. Well, good. That's what I want to hear. Well, it's not what I want to hear. I want to know that I'm not being slow and boring. So if you're telling me that, then thank you for the feedback, because I don't know how I come across to folks on the channel. You can't tell. I could not tell you how invaluable that information is to me. Martin, thank you so much for the feedback. I'm not kidding. It's not more about what you're saying. It's about that you're telling me and giving me the feedback that I know. Thank you. Jeez. Martin, thank you so much for the donation to the channel, brother. Thank you very much. Appreciate that very much. We rarely get a donation here. Thank you so much. I appreciate that very much. Yeah, I want to know that I'm not going too slow for people, because that's why I tune out and don't want to listen no more on YouTube, because they're boring the crap out of me. Stay interesting and exciting and tell me some real, genuine, cool stuff that's actually, I can put the phone down and maybe just listen to you and not have to look at you either. All right, I am going to have to slow it down because Mark Onsager agrees and says I'm too fast. And agreeing, let me slow her down. I'm going to slow her down. Guys, thank you so much for your support on the channel and your comments on the channel, your donation on the channel. Very much appreciated. Thank you so much, Mr. Martin. I think you guys are quite cool, and I thank you for spending the time with me this morning. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Don't let anything get you down today, not even yourself. Don't start thinking some weird thought. Okay, don't let anything get you down, crypto or otherwise. Don't wait for a shining day in the sun is my suggestion. I'm not a financial advisor. This is a financial advice, informational and educational purposes only. Don't wait for some shining day in the sun with crypto to go up, and then if it goes down and everything and it's trading sideways, then you're going to be a sad little critter that whole time. No, do not put your hopes and your way of being on where the crypto market is today on your endorphin level. That's my suggestion to you. What we do is we know it's going up. We know the truth. We know the huge institutional big money has to play and whip around dumb money, retail, like a wet dish rag. We all know that. Don't be that. Be smart money with us. Be institutional money. See the truth. See that this whole thing is going to the freaking moon and there's no stopping it, because we don't drive a car and then go back to a horse and buggy. We always go to better tech and greater convenience, which is what crypto is. It's interlacing or interweaving or dovetailing with our current legacy technologies for everything we use on the planet, including existing like Uber system that exists and things like this. And pick your lane, pick your crypto project that's going to do it. Everybody knows the truth. We don't put genie back in the bottle with crypto. We ain't going backwards now, child. This thing only goes forward, so somebody go fetch me my sweet tea now, child. I'll see you. Have a great weekend. Keep a smile on that face. Be awesome and crazy. I'll try to slow it down on the channel, guys. Sorry for being such a crazy guy. I get so excited. Have the best weekend. I'll see you Monday morning, 7 a.m. Colorado time. Crypto Info Blockchain Made Easy with your wacky little host, Frank the Crypto Tank, talking some crypto stuff. Have a good one, guys. I love you guys. Thanks for spending some time. See ya.